Another day, another dollar. Okay, we're on the part of the creek that I wanted to get to the last time I was doing a little panning and prospecting in this area. Now I did come up through here with a metal detector, and so you can see some footprints down there. Didn't really find a whole, well, no gold at all, but did find some artifacts. But I wanted to do a little panning and prospecting on this bedrock right here. It's some pretty good bedrock, and we'll do some crevicing in there and see if we can come up with anything. We're going to work our way down that direction, and I'm hoping to find a spot where we can get some gold, a little bit of gold, and we'll come back, okay? Because we're planning another trip back here, maybe in a couple weeks, month or so, and we'll bring the big guns then, you know, the bigger gear, maybe, well, at least a sluice. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it, do a little crevicing. That's what we'll start with. If you look, you can see mounds of dirt everywhere. They were doing, you know, the holes. This is all gold mine workings. Hopefully we'll have some luck today. Kind of like a Sam squinch. Hear it? It's like, oh! Let's get to it. So I went ahead and grabbed one pan real quick. I just kind of dug in front of that rock, just want to see what was there, and I panned it out. And you can see, got one nice little speck in there, and probably, I don't know, might be 20 or 30 little colors in there too. That's not too bad. That's the most black sand I've seen so far down here, so we might be in a good spot. Yeah, look at that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab one more pan there, and then we'll get into some of these cracks and stuff, and down through there and get a couple pans and see what that looks like. So there's already enough there in that one little pan that I would come back for sure. Let me grab one more pan out of here, down closer to the rock, a little bit deeper. I took the top layer that first time, but I want to get down in that clay good. Right there. There we go. Yeah, I can feel that's good clay. As I get deeper, it should get better, as long as I don't go through the false bedrock. All right, I'm going to turn you off, but that's basically what I'm going to do for the next, well, until I get a pan full. You see I got a nice pan full here. I'm down to that clay layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this all up and get it dissolved in here before I pan it all down. And hopefully there's some giant nuggets stuck in that clay. Here's a couple of these big rocks. And I just want to break up all these little clay balls. Some big ones. I don't think there'll be any big nuggets laying right on top. Now, everyone has their own technique, of course. I'm sure some of you are cringing at mine as I would cringe at yours, but we'll get gold. When you see a commercial operation, you understand that it's not quite as sensitive as most people think it is, this panning. They have huge amounts of water flowing. Probably can't see that, but we'll set it up again. Shaking all the light stuff out of there. Heavy stuff should be caught in the riffles, I hope. You hope too. We're getting down to the close stuff now, down toward the bottom. We'll do that one more time, get it socked into the bottom. Probably don't really need to do that, but I will. All right, let's see what we got. All right, ready? I don't know if we can see, hold on. I don't think it's quite as much black sand in this one, really. Hopefully we'll have some, whoops. I could have done a better job of that. Okay, we don't have quite as much, we don't have any like big chunks, but there's lots of little fines in there. You can see them all through here. There's probably 50 colors in there right now. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm not going to save that. We're going to come back anyway, so let's go ahead and get between some of these rocks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move some of these rocks, like pull them out of here and get down underneath them and see what's there. I think it'd still be worth going, well, definitely be worth going there, but hopefully it'll be like giant nuggets in those cracks. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of prying up some of these loose rocks, and I'm going to get as much of that dirt that's between them in the pan. So you take your rocks, kind of rinse them off in the pan, and the big stuff you can just get rid of. And just keep doing that. Just kind of breaking these rocks up as you go. And hopefully the nuggets and the gold has come down. These act like natural riffles, and it just tucks down in these cracks. And it can work itself down there where you would not believe. I mean, it can get way down in these the tightest cracks that you can possibly imagine. Like, there'll be gold under that. If there's gold in this creek, there's gold under that. I should have washed that off in the bucket, because it'll be stuck to that area. But I'm going to get all the mud out of here too, so no dirt. Keep pulling it apart like that. Wash it off in the pan. Yeah, this ought to be interesting. I'm excited about this one. I wish I brought my sluice, because I could have taken the dirt right from here, thrown it right in the sluice instead of having to pan it. Let's go see what we have in here. I got down there a good ways. There's still, you know, the crack's still going down. So, but let's just check out and see what we have so far. All right, let's just work this down real quick. Just shaking it that much will get the gold on the bottom of the pan. So everything in the top part should be the lighter stuff. And these rocks, I'm just gonna, little clay balls, could be gold in that, so we need to save that. We'll just rake some of these bigger rocks off. Break up this clay ball as best you can. Can be a lot of gold in those things. All right, let's see what we got. Woo! It'll probably go a lot faster than this, since we're just looking for a spot, but I don't want to miss anything. All right, I'm gonna take that rock out, and we'll go ahead and look at this. What do you say? Start looking to see what we got. That looks like a piece of heavy something. That's probably lead. It could be a rock, I guess. Swirl it around. I don't know what that black stuff. I mean, it could be garnets. Yeah, a lot more heavies in this batch than the last one. Hopefully there's some gold in there too, though. All right, if there's any in there, I can see a little bit coming up. This is kind of awkward the way I'm doing this. It's hard to do it like this for the camera. I've got to figure out a better system, I guess. You can definitely see specks of gold all through here. There's a lot of it up in here. They're really very small, but there's probably, if I had to count them, I could probably count 30 at least. Well, 30 to 50 colors in there. No big chunks yet. I'm gonna take a couple more. We're going to work just a little bit more right there, and then we'll start working our way down this creek back toward Thomas. There's a little bit more bedrock we can check. Like all this stuff over here too, going up under there. We need to check all that. Okay, one or two more here, see what we can find. Well, this might be an interesting pan. That's the first area I dug, and then I dug here. And I came back here and I started digging, and the dirt's a lot different looking. It's this really red looking stuff in here. And of course, this is all decomposing schist, I guess. And so I'm kind of wondering if there could be anything in here. So I took one pan. I'm going to go ahead and pan that out real quick, and we'll take a look at it. And that's called prospecting, because we're just looking for the best area. I'll get back with you in a minute once I'm done. All right, let's take a look at what we have here. I got it. You can see it's lots of heavies, and as far as colors, it's at least, I'd say at least 100 colors in that pan. All very fine, but you add them up, get a few 100 million of them, and you might have a pound of gold. Yeah, I would say this is definitely worth coming back to. If you set up a sluice right here, in fact, they may have had sluices here back in the day. I think you could get enough gold to make it worth your while financially, but certainly it would be fun as heck, because man, you get a bunch in no time. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to sample a couple spots. If I hit something good, I'll show you, and if I hit nothing, I'll probably show you that too. Let's get going. I'm going to get, Thomas is about 200 yards down the stream, so we'll just work our way toward him. This isn't a bad pan either. I actually came upstream about 50 feet and did a little bit of more of the rock there that's kind of decomposing. I'm just breaking that apart with a little hammer and just grabbing it with my fingers as best I could. But this, lots of heavies right there. And there's some gold. Just probably wiped it to the bottom of the pan, but look at that. That's actually not bad at all. I got it all spread around, but you can see there's some nice gold flecks from here all the way up through. There's probably another 50 colors in that. Little bit, tiny bit bigger than where I just was. That's from that area. Now what I'm going to do next So I'm going to take some from just on that top layer. See that clay? I'm going to break that top layer of rock off, maybe down an inch or two, and get some of that clay, break it up, and see what's in that. But boy, I'm happy with that too. Awesome. Woo! That's a little hole I just dug. You can see it right there, right at the water line going back in. Took out about a quart of material. I don't know if that's a gold mining term, unit of measure quart. But look at that, man. It actually did really good. And that's literally like less than a quart jar full of raw material right there. And that's pretty decent color. At least 20 pieces. Some of it's pretty getting up there where it can almost be respectable. That's awesome. When we come back, we're definitely going to get some more of that, that layer right there. We'll work that pretty hard. Wow, that's awesome, man. It really is. I mean, it's awesome. Let's go get a big old goose egg. What do you say? I mean, like a goose egg sized chunk of gold, not a nothing. I took a little sample from that material right there. It's really hard. It's like a light sand and rounded stones. So that's, you know, a natural formation. And I went ahead and panned it out already. Just wanted to show you, although it's going to be really hard to see, I'm sure. There's a lot of little colors, probably about 20 in there, maybe 30, but they're so small. I mean, they're just tiny, but you see there's heavies in there too. But I think it's not going to be as rich as some of the material we've already looked at, some of the areas. Really hard to see. It's like flour gold, but there's actually a fair amount in there. All right, let's keep moving down. We're almost to Thomas. I wanted to show you this real quick. You see there's a big tree down right there. Well, right here where I'm standing, there's another tree going across. And if you notice, I'm standing on the gravel right here, but it's dug out pretty deep right there. I mean, that's probably, I can't see, but it's probably 4 feet deep. So that means the bedrock has disappeared. When we first started, we were just up around that bend and there's plenty of bedrock, but it's already gone down under and we're just on new material, especially right here. This is, I wouldn't even check this stuff. But we'll go down a little bit further and look for that hard clay, that false bottom. I can see some more and we'll check that out right down there. There's Thomas. He's doing his own video. Yeah, so I'm back down on the bedrock again right here. I thought we'd just take a couple pans, right, you know, some of this stuff in this area. I don't know if it'd be worth checking there or not, but we might throw some. I want to get some of that material too. Get some of that. Try to get up under, you know, up into these rocks a little bit too. Let's give it a shot. Thomas just told me, said he's doing pretty good. We'll go down there in a minute. I took a sample out of here, right down along the edge of this rock. Is clay-y and sandy. Feels like material that's never been moved. My pan's in here somewhere, and I'll show you what I'm doing real quick. I don't know if there's gonna be anything in it, but we have to break up all these clay balls underwater in the pan. That's what I'm doing, is kind of doing that while it's underwater. I'll just set you up. All right, let's let you watch for a minute. I'm just kind of scooching around and breaking them up like this as best I can. Like that. Because it could be clay and clay. Well, I know there's clay in there, but hopefully there's some gold inside that clay. So I'll just keep doing that, rinsing out the bucket, get the sloppy water out of there, and just keep breaking it down. And I'll let you see what that looks like in a minute once we get it panned out. So let's take a look here. Actually, not too bad. We got one decent chunk there and a lot of little colors right there, and a fair amount of heavies there too, but yeah, that's not too bad. It's kind of spread out now, but a lot of little flower gold here and a little piece there, kind of pretty. I'm going to take one more pan here, but I'm going to try to, you know, get down a little bit deeper maybe, and then I'm going to take one on this layer, this blue layer right in here, maybe one above and one of the blue layer, and I'll let you know how that goes. Kind of changed it up a little bit. I came over to here, and this red clay stuff kind of interested in me. So I took one layer off the top. I didn't put any clay in it yet. There's no clay in here. But look at all those colors. I know it's probably hard to see. Probably not even in frame. But it's really fine. But there's, you know, there's a good 20 to 50 colors in there. Colors being gold, little gold specks. So that stuff will add up too. We get a whole bunch of them. And that was just, you know, 1/2 to 3/4 of a pan of just gravelly stuff. All right, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get a pan of this stuff and break it all up and see if there's anything in here. Okay, this is from right there, those clay balls I was showing you. Looky! A nice little piece in there. A couple little small ones. It was a lot of work though, because I had to break them all up by hand, so that's not enough. Not enough there for me. Got an easier spot. You don't have to break the clay balls up.
I do.
Yeah, we're gonna go look at your stuff in a minute. All right, I think I'll tell you what. We'll do one more pan here. I want to get above that blue layer right there, and then I'll come on down. Okay. So yeah, that's not bad though, is it? You can actually see them. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to get a small pan of the material right above that blue layer. And then I'm going to get a pan of material between the rock and that blue layer, maybe like the inch or so. Just like a quick half pan. See what we have in there. This is what we have right above the blue layer. You can see you got a nice little piece there and a whole bunch of like flour gold right there. Not as rich as some other places we've been. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to take that blue clay off and get right down to that layer between the blue clay and that decomposing schist or whatever that is, and just see if there's anything there. All right, I got a layer below the blue, and on that rock is falling apart, and it's almost nothing. Got some heavies in there. Might be, you know, there's a little tiny bit in there. You can see a few. Actually, it's pretty good. There's probably about a dozen, 15 or 20. That's not too bad, actually. That's not bad at all. You never know. It's right down the last little speck in there. I didn't even see it before. All right, let's go see. Do you have anything to show us, or is it like in your bottle already?
I got it. Well, I'm gonna do the final reveal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go check that out. So we finally made it down to Mr. Thomas's spot, and this is I guess the only area you've been working.
I only
pretty much
one little spot right
here. Okay, and this is what he did. Got this fancy classifier here, and I guess you just dug this gravel up this area.
Just one little hole right there.
And this is the material the waste material. That's all he did. You know, I think you did a couple of these.
Three of those.
Three of those, and that's the waste material.
Yep.
What you get, Mr. Thomas?
Then I took that classified material out of there. I did 3 scoops in here, and there was I think 4. So in other words, I did 4 of these. So
okay.
And so let's do a reveal.
Reveal. So excited. See any shinies?
I see some right there.
There you go.
All right, let's see here.
We passed the spot right over there. I'm gonna do a couple more pans too, so. It's hard to get me out of the water. It's so nice today too. All right.
Get that right there at the top already. Watch a little bit further.
Oh yeah.
All there.
Look at that.
Clean a little bit more. Look there. That's not bad at all.
No, that's awesome, man. If you had your little piece of equipment set up here, you'd
oh yeah,
push some more material down through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of little fines, you know, a couple other pieces in there.
Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. That's awesome. Sweet.
Yep.
There you go, man. That's what it's all about right there.
And don't let nobody tell you gold won't float.
Oh yeah, I've had it float. Yeah, it's kind of weird how that happens, the surface tension.
I usually take put Dawn dish detergent in your bag, or you can get jet dry. I usually take jet dry. But all you need is one little drop, and that'll break the surface tension, and then that gold will just sink right to the bottom.
All right, so you got time for let me mess around just a few more minutes?
Oh yeah.
This is like the first time I've been in the water this year, so I'm like, I don't want to leave.
I know how it feels. I love it.
I don't know if I told you guys, but there's a giant leech. I probably already told you, but there's a giant leech swim right by my pan back there. So it's like, gotta be careful. I think he was attracted to all the blood that I have on my arms from metal detecting. Hey, thanks for bringing me out here. I really appreciate it. But okay, just in case I forget to thank you.
I've had a great time.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We'll have to do it again.
Really has. And we are. Very sad time of the trip when I have to say bye-bye, not just to you, but to the swamp critter.
Yeah.
Check him out on YouTube.
Thank you.
Yeah. And to Evolved Outdoor Expeditions.
That's right.
Yeah, that's your YouTube name too?
So
yeah, and I'll put links in the video description or somewhere like that. I just want to thank you guys for bringing me out here. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for
I wish I had like 3 more days though. There's so much to do here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, my fingertips are like worn away from looking for gold, but there's a lot of it out there in there.
Well, at least you got you. Well, it's good to know we wore you out.
Oh, you did. You did. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, sitting around talking at night and looking for mines and
That's what
home sites and all that good stuff.
what it's all about,
Man,
being
it was
outdoors.
awesome. I have a long drive, so I have to go. I'm going to break the chicken wing thing.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of the COVID thing still, so maybe by the time you see this, we'll all be dead. So. Zombie apocalypse, here it comes. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining me on these little series of adventures.
My big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sense.